Hello, everyone, and welcome to Director Watch, an Awards Watch podcast that attempts to get in mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, your executive editor here at Awards Watch, and joining me, as always, is my co-pilot, a guy that I'd love to share a ice cream sundae with. It's my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Ryan, on all of these series, at some point we talk about the big one, right? Of these directors' filmographies. We talk about, your Carols, for instance, things like that in our Todd Haynes series. Today we're talking about the small one. We're talking about On the Rocks.
Wow.
Is that fair to say that this is the small one?
Well, I would say somewhere. I was going to say somewhere is the small one, right?
This is there's a chance this is her most expensive movie ever made.
Yeah, I mean the craft budget alone. I mean the tin of caviar is probably more than the budget of Somewhere. You know what
probably.
I
mean? Yeah. But this is we'll talk about kind of the reputation of this movie, but it is certainly not held in the same regard as something like Lost in Translation.
Well, it's also so new,
or considered as ambitious as something like Marie Antoinette.
Well, I mean, it is a period piece. At least when we watched it, because it's set in a setting that we all watched it at home during the pandemic. That's the other thing too.
So
when you really think about
if a film was released in a memorable period of our lives, it becomes a period piece. I like that, Ryan. That makes a ton of sense.
Listen, I make the rules on this show alongside you. Why the fuck not?
I'm letting it slide.
Well, the reason why I say it's a period piece is because our guest today is a great critic and podcaster. Also,
this is an immaculate transition.
But he loves a period piece. I know this for a fact. It's one of his favorite genres, and it is. We usually have his co-host, our friend, one of the editors here at Awards Watch, Sofia Coppola, always.
Are we pivoting to a Beguiled review? Is that what we're doing right now?
No, not yet. No, we did that last week, buddy. We, of course, have the other half of Oscar Wilde here joining us today, Mr. Nick Ruhrkraut. Nick, welcome to Director Watch.
Hello, thank you for having me. And what an intro of a period hater, which I don't always in the case of Sofia Coppola, which
I was going to say
surprising.
Well, yeah, because you notoriously are not one fan of the period piece. Is that correct?
Not usually.
Why?
I don't know what it is.
The yin and yang of Oscar Wilde.
Jay, I gotta ask Nick this. This has been killing me for years. All right, so there's a lot about Nick's letterbox that I always find fascinating, and I end up texting him about it, going, "What the hell's going on?" So usually when a period piece, because Jay, you just saw a couple of period pieces, like you watched Pride and Prejudice really recently too.
I did quite liked it for the first time.
The Joe Wright film, right? And you loved it.
Really on a Joe Wright kick right now.
Yeah, you really. Yeah, when's Pan happening?
We'll save that for the Joe Wright series.
Okay, thank you very much. Nick, I'm just curious, why don't you like period pieces? I need it on the record.
I don't know. I mean,
what about them irks you?
I'm not huge on the romance genre. I'm very particular there. It could be the language or how things are introduced. I don't know. It's very hit or miss because I think I've tried to watch The Beguiled 4 times and I still haven't finished it.
Really?
But I've rewatched Marie Antoinette and love it more every time.
The Beguiled, a 90-minute film.
Well, that's what we love about Sofia Coppola. She's really to the point.
This is her second longest movie.
Mark.
Yeah. What was her longest? Was it Marie Antoinette?
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, that's the longest one. Yeah, and it's like what?
Over 2 hours.
It's like 2:10, right?
It's like 2:05. Yeah, it's not. It's really not.
It's not that long.
But
I'll
say this as someone like I wouldn't say I'm all about period pieces.
You like certain periods.
Yeah. Well, I like when they kind of have a ironic bent to them a little bit, like a Marie Antoinette, like a Barry Lyndon, like a Phantom Thread, stuff like that we've covered on the show.
Yeah. A little twisted.
And I think I can get a little zoned out by how mannered some of the period stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
And and it but then again, I just said I really liked Pride and Prejudice, so
Yeah.
I am nothing if not a hypocrite.
I think most of them feel cookie cutter in a
Yeah.
way. You kind of know what you're getting. Pride and Prejudice too, I was kind of
Oh, Joe
I know
writes
people,
Pride and Prejudice?
yeah, I know
Yeah.
people love that one, but I think it's like I go in and that's what I'm getting.
Oh,
And
so
I'm
you
like,
kind of
okay,
just
I want something new. And I agree with the Marie Antoinette thing. It's Coppola's giving us something that we really didn't expect about that character and how Dunst portrays her.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, because she was very hated, and that's really not how she's portrayed for most of the movie.
Well, Nick, what are some of the movies that you do like? What kind of genres do you love?
What's a movie
No.
you
Anything
like?
but.
Yeah,
Name
what's
a
a
movie you like?
No, come on, name some movies. Is
Coda.
there? I mean, that's definitely a genre that you're usually not like. Shut up, Jay. God damn it. You're always trying to bring up that fucking movie. And but like that's a genre that you're not into as much. But
Mhm.
is there a genre like that you like? Oh, I know that's the movie for Nick. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, I love horror.
Okay.
Most dramas, thrillers. I
Okay.
mean, really anything else. I love Miyazaki, and we were just talking about Malik. It's not necessarily slow because I love many slow films.
Mm.
The last year, when I saw Thelma and Louise for the first time in Cannes, I just
Oh.
I am so in love with that movie. I
Did you
wanna
see
watch
that
it all
outside?
the time.
Where
Saw
they
it
were
on the
screening
beach.
out on the beach? God
Yeah.
damn
In the
it, that must
rain, it was just like, how magical is this? I'm
fucking rules.
like, ugh, it was incredible. Other favorites, I mean, I love the 400 Blows. I love 12 Angry Men, Cinema Paradiso. I mean, I've got variety.
Cinema?
Mm-hmm.
You mean cinema?
Cinema Paradiso.
Cinema?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Say it
that.
in Italian, Ryan.
How would
It's
you
okay.
rank Coda?
God damn it, Jay.
The only
There's other
Best
fucking
Picture winner
movies.
you've seen.
He's seen Oppenheimer and Coda. And that's all he has to compare things in this world. Jay,
That's why I think
this is
Coda's
a
the second
stupid
greatest
bit.
Best Picture winner of all time.
This is a stupid bit. He has been doing this almost with like every new guest, bringing up fucking Coda, and it's like dry.
Well, I will say Sophia and I were chatting, and we're both rearranging our Best Picture winners
Yeah.
lists, and we were both like, Oppenheimer's really high.
Yeah, it is. Because it's a good fucking movie.
And Coda's not that high.
It's right up there with Coda.
Oppenheimer's like in my 10 now. It's weird.
Wow.
It's weird.
Isn't it crazy how often you
crazy.
think about
It's-
Coda?
No.
It's
Only
like it's
because
just
of
Only
always
bring it up
always
every
on
time
the
we
mind.
fucking do a show.
I'm keeping it alive. I'm keeping that flame lit.
Well, speaking of Coda, we are here to talk about a movie that Jay didn't even fucking say the title earlier
Your
for,
transitions are on point today.
which is another Apple Original Plus movie, which is
Apple
on the rocks.
Original Plus. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what
On
the
the
fuck to
Rocks.
call
On the
this-
Rocks
this-
is the movie we're talking about, which I didn't mention earlier. But if people are listening to this, then they clicked on the title.
It is. Yes. Thank you, Jay. It also was at that time when they were working alongside with A24, Jay's favorite
Yeah,
studio.
the A24 Apple Plus.
Jay, what do you think about A24? Like as an overall studio, do you like them? Are you a little bit frustrated? It seems like they make a lot of movies, and yet it seems like only maybe like 3 or 4 really actually connect, and then a bunch of them get lost.
There's
It's like a mass
A24
marketing
is
machine for television.
They're simultaneously overloved and overhated by different groups of people.
Yeah.
Because they are oftentimes just a distributor, where it's not like, I mean, they're buying stuff and distributing it, and they're good at distributing stuff, but I hate their merch.
I was gonna say,
If you wear A24 merch, you should only be allowed to watch Coda for the rest of your life.
Nick, do you have A24 merch?
I'm glad I didn't wear my shorts that I have then.
Like a new Nick has
But it's
some-
My beach towel, should I put that in the back?
The only thing I
Was it
wish
given
I
to you or
had
did you buy
was
it? Nick.
No, I needed it. It's
Okay.
very pretty.
Okay.
I'll put that up. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll put
So
that up.
it's
and
no-
then my Naiad
listen,
towel.
I was gonna say it's no Naiad towel. We all had Naiad
the
fever.
Naiad towel.
God, what a
Unbelievable.
fucking hate that movie so much.
Oh, no, I love it.
You
That's
love
my love
Naiad?
list. I love Naiad.
Naiad is
No, Jay.
okay.
It's enjoyable. It's a
Naiad-
treat. It's camp.
It's the fucking Coda of last year. That's for sure.
But then the
Yeah,
other
it didn't
thing
win
that there's
anything.
been an overreaction to the love of A24 where now people are like, they don't even make that much good stuff. And I'm like, you know what? They're trying, right?
I mean, for every
they're scooping
This is
stuff
too
up
much.
and
for every zone of interest, they make a whale, right?
I mean, yeah, but
You know?
honestly, like I let Darren Aronofsky keep making movies, I guess. I don't know. Actually, probably not. Don't let him keep doing that.
Nick, I know you're not an Aronofsky.
They have
Hated the whale. Don't
Thank
hate Aronofsky, but
Aronofsky has devoured my guy Austin Butler, which really hurts.
Is that
We'll
was the
see- we'll see
devour
how
a
that
whale
goes.
pun? Was that one?
No. What is he doing? Like what's the next Aronofsky?
Isn't it
movie?
like a boxer sort of sports movie or something?
I
like
have
that?
no idea. But
I
Austin
can't wait for
Butler's gonna
Jesus
be in it.
Christ to be in it. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? 'Cause
The messianic boxer. He's done the messianic wrestler. Let's
let's just
put another.
class it
character
up a
in the
little
ring.
bit.
everything.
yeah. So, or maybe it's a baseball. I don't know. It's
I don't
some
know.
sport. It's kind of
A24.
a sports
I'm
movie.
totally cool with. But,
Well, they made
but they're not. You know.
they're I think one of the last places that I guess that can on a smaller
They're
ish
able to be
budget.
criticized.
Yeah, well, I mean they still give a lot of their creatives complete control over their work, and they work with some bigger names. They also create avenues for certain people, like an Ari Aster to come through, or Robert Eggers to come through, or or
Thanks
like
a lot for
or like
Ari
a Greta
Aster.
or a Greta Gerwig. You know what I mean? These are
Yeah, no.
you know,
They're
the
good.
Daniels.
They're letting
you know?
Harmony Korine make movies and all
Yeah.
sorts
Well,
of
not
things.
no. Harmony Korine now is like financing his own batch of bullshit. That's the
all thermal cameras.
yeah. You
Travis
saw that,
Scott?
Nick. You saw that,
they're
right?
putting it out. Aggro Drift. Oh,
I need it.
boy.
Did you
That's
walk
the
out
only
of that?
movie, The only movie I've ever walked out on.
Wow. So it's
It's
that good,
really
huh?
bad.
So it's that good.
Really bad.
I can't
And he's
wait.
doing more. He's doing something else with that, right?
Nick, would you watch like an extended
I'd watch
cut?
Coda over that.
There you go.
Is that your question?
That's
Would
the
you-
barometer.
Would you? No. I got one for him. I got one because I know he does not like these two movies. So I'm gonna do that. So would you watch Aggro Drift in the completion? You have to sit there and complete it, right?
Uh-huh.
Or would you watch a double feature of Speed Racer followed by JFK?
Aggro Drift is like 85 minutes. I think I'd just power through.
Okay.
Yeah, that other
I
option
can't
is
sit
like
through 5 hours.
5
of
hours.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're two masterpieces, Jay.
Not
No, they're
JFK,
good.
not Speed Racer.
Look, I'm pumped for Aggro Drift. Let me tell you.
Jay's all about pushing the medium forward.
I'm okay with that, but this is like the most diabolical, least type of film thing that I've ever seen.
Seen?
It should be in a museum, and it was funny because I was in LA
Mm-hmm.
at some museum, walked in randomly, and there was a Harmony Korine exhibit of this.
And you threw up a little bit in your
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm in here."
Did they
Felt
give you
very
thermal goggles when you walked in?
It's basically what it was, but it was actually cool because it was hand painted
Mm.
thermal
Oh, wow.
pictures. It
That's
wasn't like
interesting.
the imagery or it wasn't film from the movie. And I was like, okay, this I can do.
Yeah.
And then they gave
But
you
the
thermal
actual thing-
goggles, and then you watched Coda. That was the end of the exhibit. Coda in thermal goggles.
You done with the joke? Like
What
you've
would
just beaten the horse.
so a movie with thermal goggles on, that would just look like a weird colored movie?
Yeah, it just
You know,
yeah.
Because I guess that would
It
the
seems
screen
like a
be- would the
stupid
screen
fucking
be
idea is what it
warmer?
seems like.
'Cause it would
Yeah.
be getting light projected onto it. But also
I'd rather
it's-
do infrared, like Dune.
Oh yeah.
Or like Zone of Interest.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Sicario.
yeah, Sicario.
Sicario might have both.
All good.
Yeah, I
movies.
actually think it kind of does have both, Jake. You're
It has
right.
thermal and infrared.
You know what it also has? Fucking Roger Deakins, right? And a plot.
Does.
So, speaking of a movie with a plot, let's talk about On the Rocks. let's get back to why we're actually fucking here today. It's it's our penultimate episode, Jay, of our Sofia Coppola movie series.
This is one of our weirder episodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, it's weird because Jay and I, on our previous show, we actually talked about On the Rocks before, and it's only like, I don't know, 4 years old, and but you know, 4 years can change a lot. You never know. But before we get into On the Rocks and talk, I mean, maybe, I don't know. You see something 4 years ago, it may not be as good as it is now, or vice versa. You never know. Things change, time change. You change. You get older. It's life. Circle of life. Hakuna Matata. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Nick, before we get into your thoughts on the Rocks, I'm curious because I did see on Letterboxd you were doing a couple of rewatches of Sofia Coppola. What is your relationship with Sofia Coppola as a director, and what do you think of her films, and what do you attach yourself to when you see her style aesthetic put on form in a new film?
I love her aesthetic. I sometimes am mixed on what I'm actually watching and her movies, but I think I can always be drawn into her worlds, and that's kind of what I love, especially here. I mean, I love that we're in New York, but most of her movies lie in LA, and that's what she knows, the world that she knows. And I love the cinematography and how clean everything is, and really the perspectives she gives on character and women. That's what everything comes back to. And I think, I probably was drawn first to Lost in Translation in college, because that's what college bros do in film schools and classes is watch that movie. And I've rewatched that over the years. I haven't seen all of them, but I will say I think my favorite is Virgin Suicides, which was a recent watch. And I'm, sad that I put it off for so long, but that being her debut is also just a stunning piece of work. Apart from that, in a different world, my favorite of hers that was for a long time was The Bling Ring.
Really?
I know that's a mixed.
Yeah, we're not.
Don't listen to our episode.
Yeah, we don't listen to that episode when that comes out. We were
too bad.
We were not kind to it.
Although we were also like, there's stuff in it that's interesting.
Yeah, we were like, there's things. Like
I give it a soft pass.
I gave it like maybe like a too harsh of a critique, maybe, but I still stand by everything.
Yeah, I've done that where somebody, it's just kind of the consensus is more positive than your opinion of the movie, and so you unnecessarily bash it.
Well,
that was my Dune 2 thing. I went way too hard on Dune.
Well, I disagree.
I apologize.
I think Dune 2 earned that. No, I think I think that it was just that, like, I think you are right, Jay. I think that movie, it's a good movie to talk about, right, Nick? But like for us, it wasn't like it's got a lot of great ideas, and also it speaks to our generation a lot. You know what I mean? That movie.
It's the soundtrack. Emma Watson is doing something in that movie, but
oh yeah, I bet she is.
Growing up with knowing Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton, and just how crazy these kids were, and then realizing it's a true story and coming back. But it really is the music, the soundtracks that she has, which continues in On the Rocks and Marie Antoinette. And I think that just adds to the vibes that she's giving that makes you want to fall into it, even if you can't access that world. And I think that's what she really lives in and does well in.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Period piece.
There you go. It technically is. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, On the Rocks stars Bill Murray and Rashida Jones and Marlon Wayans, and it's about a young mother who reconnects with her larger-than-life playboy father on an adventure through New York City. And I am very curious, Nick, to hear what your thoughts are on this film. So I know that you probably saw it back in 2020, and then you did a rewatch and everything for the show, and I appreciate that. So what do you think about On the Rocks?
I think it's a great movie. Is it a big movie? Is it one that, everyone talks about? No. Is it, yeah, her smallest box office film because of COVID? Yes. But it's on Apple TV Plus, and I think it's pristinely made. The cinematography is honestly wonderful, and you have a car chase, and you're going through all these ritzy New York places, which is a New York that I do not live in, that I will never have access to, but is still fun to see.
Hey, don't squander
Um,
dreams. Dreams, you can have dreams. I mean, what are you doing?
a $6 million apartment, that's a dream. Yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe work
For
4-day
any
week.
2016
Maybe
is
work a
dream.
4-day week, 5-day week. You get there. Nick works 3 days a week. He's living the dream. So,
But no, I do really love this movie. There's nothing to hate on it. It's not a 5-star movie, but it's not a bad movie either. And I love that we get Bill Murray playing Bill Murray and Rashida Jones is this her like first leading role? I know it is for
you know,
Sophia, but
she's for Sophia. Yes, I mean she had some smaller films, some other indie films. Like she had that. There was that one movie that she had with what is Celeste and Jesse Forever? You don't remember that? So she did have like a lead at least,
yeah.
but like yeah, it's very far and in between. She's mostly a supporting character in a lot of stuff. So
Yeah. And Parks and Rec, which I'm rewatching and love her in, but she gets some substantial role here and really delivers. So we can get into the meat and bones of it all, but how do you guys feel about it?
yeah, J Dog, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I remember this thing coming out, and most people were just sort of like, "Yeah, that's super minor, super slight." And I watched it, and I was like, "This is kind of great. What are you
We
guys
had,
talking about?
we had fun with it.
There's
I
some
remember
meat
we
on this.
liked
I
it.
think there's a little bit of meat on this bone. Just as far as definitely on this rewatch, there's actually a speech in this movie that is almost identical to a speech that Bill Murray gives in Lost in Translation, just about how much marriage changes when you have a kid. That might be because maybe this is Sophia reflecting on her second marriage, whereas Lost in Translation was more on the first, and her conclusion was kind of the same. But this movie is it's a great just kind of hangout movie. We will not spend a terrible amount of time on the plot, I don't imagine, of this one because it's not the plottiest movie of all time, but I do think there is a lot of stuff in here about sort of your a relationship with kind of a not great dad, and then sort of the almost Oedipal way that she has managed to marry a potentially not great husband, and then kind of a willingness to potentially, depending on how you interpret the end of the movie, look past uh, some of the stuff that may or may not be happening, and sort of a willingness to turn a blind eye, and a willingness to put aside your own wants and needs in order to satisfy this guy who is certainly a little bit of a workaholic, kind of gone a lot, and all that fun stuff. Although, come to your own conclusions on him as a character. But it is just a really enjoyable movie to kind of hang out in. It is nice to be in these very nice places and driving around in these nice cars and going on these nice vacations and things like that. And that's kind of the Sofia Coppola special outside of the Virgin's suicides, I guess. But she's just so good at that. And it is something that she's also familiar with and really has an understanding of. So it's a movie I feel like I like a lot more than others. It's still in the bottom half of her filmography, but that's more a credit to her filmography than me dismissing this movie, because I do like this movie a lot.
This movie's just so much fun. Like I remember watching it, maybe because we needed a movie like this in 2020, where it's just like, hey, you want to like watch a movie about
Just kind of vibe.
a kid hanging out, like an adult hanging out with their parent and just driving around and doing a bunch of fun shit, you know. And and the dad is Bill Murray, you know, and yeah, I mean, like there's the mundanity of life of going and
I mean,
you
it
know,
is at the end of the day a mystery movie.
it is a little bit of a
That's what it
mystery.
is.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like it's not really like, ooh, gotcha. Like it's like a
No.
big like turn and anything. It's like all the mystery behind it. Like Jay, you're right. Like this movie essentially, it's like yeah, it's like I could tell you it in a page, what is and what happens, but that wouldn't be fun. What would be fun is exploring all these cool little places or all these different you know, ways in which they can just it seem like have excuses to hang out, you know, and do it all kind of in contained within like a 2 week sort of period. And you really do like it. We've talked a lot about how Sofia Coppola has seemingly at times, maybe intentionally, unintentionally, used her history with her father or used her background in the industry of growing up in the industry to sort of reflect on the times or reflect on her characters and the motivations in her films. Or like you said, Jay, like with her own marriage and something like Lost in Translation, or being a parent in somewhere. And this is kind of like a movie about who she is now, where I've got a husband that's pretty interesting, is like, I don't know, kind of a rock star in his own industry, if you know what I'm saying. Like he's a rock star because, you know, she's married to the lead singer of Phoenix. Anyway, I got a couple of kids and, you know, I make my movies every now and then, but maybe I'm struggling to write the next one. And I've got a very eccentric dad that is into niche shit and is always around the world, and he's not really got a quote unquote job anymore because he doesn't make fucking movies anymore.
Yes,
So he's more like
me,
a presence.
Somebody was making wine.
I mean, yeah.
Hello.
I mean, he's stopping
How do
the
you think
grapes at the winery.
Megalopolis got made?
That's true. Man, I can't wait to see that fucking movie. It's gonna be so weird. But yeah, like I just feel like it feels like, you know, Francis showed up randomly, unannounced, a couple of times. Maybe he does it all the time, and they just go out, maybe do something. Nobody knows about it. Nobody's seeing, like the paparazzi aren't chasing them or anything. They just go do some wild shit, and she's just like, God, wouldn't this be kind of fucking cool if we just did this? Like if I just showed this side of my dad, who's actually the goofball, the guy that isn't this serious auteur director and one of the greatest American filmmakers of all time, if he's just my fucking dad. Oh, and what if I, instead of having super serious for the last 20 years Bill Murray, if he just played a charming fucking guy for once? Because he kind of played like a downer ever since I kind of put him in that role to begin with in Lost in Translation. And I just had some fun. Like, it's just a fun fucking movie. Everything's always so goddamn serious in the world. Why don't I just have some fun? And I laughed my ass off watching this again. And it just felt like, you know, yeah, Jay, it's probably a little lower than, you know, like the Virgin Suicides, for God's sake. You know what I mean? But still, like, I was like watching this. I was like, why don't we get another one of these? Why don't she make why don't you follow this up and make another one like in about 5-10 years? Because it just would be fun to do this. Like this seems like the outside, like this and Marie Antoinette seem like the most fun creatively. It seems like, of just like, I'm just going to make a fun movie and I'm going to have like that movie is, I'm going to put people in costumes, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit more serious as the movie goes on. But
Priscilla's
this is just
a laugh riot.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Priscilla's just like, oh mama, you know, I got to follow up Elvis. But I think that this is like, you could just see, hey, I wanted to make a hangout movie, and everybody gets the right to do that. And this is her version of that, and it's a fucking fun time. Yeah,
it is fun. I will nip in the bud a little bit. I don't know if this is exactly a proxy for Francis Ford Coppola.
Hell yeah.
No.
Well, that's my question: is how much of this do you think is actually her dad?
I think they have a very close relationship.
I think it's little as far as the actual character, maybe as far as the relationship, but I don't think.
Oh, I'm not saying like verbatim, like this is how like he orders his food and shit like that, or how.
No, I know, but you were like, oh, they're just going out here, you know.
I believe you. So wait, you don't think like he fucking like ever like just goes and does random shit with his daughter, and they maybe not. It's not in New York, but like they just get up into some trouble. Every fucking kid has done that with their parent once in their life that they're close with. Like, sure, she's not doing that with her mom.
You're right. Every person has, so therefore I don't think this is exactly a specific
but I mean like
approximation of Francis Ford Coppola. This is Bill Murray in meme mode.
In meme mode.
This is meme Bill Murray. This is
the
Bill
meme.
Murray
I thought you said mean. I was like, what the fuck? He's not mean in this movie.
This is the Bill Murray on the t-shirts and the
Bill
Murray
this is like Bill
crashing people's weddings.
I was just gonna say
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is before
he's very good at it.
Yeah. He's like
SNL fun.
This is like him being the most charming old guy he could possibly be in a lot of fun ways. But also
it does seem like he's just a great guy off set.
Don't you even on set? Seems like
on set. Yeah. Was it the Aziz Ansari movie that got canceled because of him?
Yeah.
What a weird thing that was.
You just got to think for Aziz, who
Aziz had a bad run.
He had a bad run. He got caught up in his own thing, which is like, based off of the story, it seemed like just a really bad date gone to hell.
Now we're not okay, and that's all we're going to talk about that.
Well, no, but he got engulfed at the time with James Franco because the stories came out at the same time, and Ansari went out and did a whole stand-up tour and everything with it, but like Master of None, his like third season isn't even like about him at all, and so this was almost kind of like a comeback, and then Bill Murray just shows up on set and does a bunch of shit you're not supposed to do, and then that movie. I don't know if it's gonna exist or it just is in limbo or
it's done. I don't think they ever finished.
They never finished it. They just never went back to it because he got kicked off of it, right? What interesting. And again, time changes. You know what I mean? Since this movie's release. But Nick, anything you want to add to that or the movie and stuff, or just
I don't know
Murray
anything
in general
about this Aziz movie with Bill. So
you don't know anything about that?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe be a good Google later. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He got in trouble for some behavior on set, and then I think when he was fired from the movie, the studio was like, "We are not funding this movie without Bill Murray attached to it."
Yeah, they were like, "It's kind of."
I knew that was the turn from Master of None, but I didn't know anything else came from it. And
yeah, I think it was supposed to be like his like directorial feature debut, and then it kind of all got squashed. But hey, Bill Murray's in a car eating caviar, guys. Like, in this
Aziz Ansari co-star.
I was gonna say
Rashida Jones on Parks and Rec.
Back on the Rocks.
Look at you. There it is. All right, what a transition. Right back into On the Rocks.
And how much, because I like the Rashida casting because we can talk about nepotism for better
sound the
or
Nepo
worse.
baby alarm, everybody.
Woo, woo. Let's go.
Nepo babies hiring Nepo babies, am I right?
I mean, they relate. I mean, they're both dating. They both are married to musicians, and their dads are famous. And
there's so many parallels with Sophia and her, and like how much of her character do we think is
Quincy
actually
Jones.
Sophia and all the relationships? It's like there's so much in the air here. Is like, wait, is this real life? Did she record her own life?
Yeah, I mean, like it kind of blurs the lines, right? Because you have Jones playing
a lot of meta.
I mean, like her dad's fucking Quincy Jones. He's like one of the coolest guys on the planet. Like
her dad's doing what?
Her dad, Rashida Jones's dad is Quincy Jones.
I know.
You know what I mean? And so I mean, like she's easy to probably slip into this too, because like, again, it's like, I don't know. I kind of see it as like, older guys like this, like Murray's character, that have been in the city for forever, that know a bunch of people, that have so many connections, that have been around. They're going to end up in places like this, or they're going to be able to talk themselves out of a ticket because they know somebody's kid from another kid from something like that, or they can get away with saying phrases that only that generation or that kind of smooth
No,
person can
everybody
do.
knows
You know?
those people where it's like maybe if I said it, I would be kicked out of the restaurant.
You
But
would
then
be
some people
destroyed.
just have this ability
It's the
to
way that
get
they say
away
it.
with it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting just how
I just love her
different
getting
personalities can do that.
I just love her getting so angry. It's like, can you just talk to a woman normally? You know what I mean? And it's because like he just can't help. It's almost as if he just can't help himself.
He's a dirty dog.
He's a dirty dog.
Let's
Yes,
just
yes,
say it. He's
that's
a dirty
just what he
dog.
is. But no, I mean, what I also forgot about this too is there is a lot within all the fun. There is also the mundanity of her everyday life as a mom, as a writer. Like the Jenny Slate scenes actually were funnier
They're funny.
this
The
go
stuff at the
around
school are funny.
because she's just sitting there and she's just like, man, if there was a
Get me
bridge,
out
I'd
here.
just jump off of it right now. And
Mhm.
and we go back to that well a couple of times, but it feels like it's still the same story from the time before, and it's all kind of just like one giant story being told out there the whole time. It's such a smart comedic device. She just does a great job of making you be like, yeah, by the end of it, you're like, oh, of course she's just going to want to go to Mexico. Like, she's not going to want to go to daycare and pick up her kids because it just sounds fucking boring.
It's all that's kind of what it is. They're jumping to conclusions just so they can bust out of like just have an adventure. Is
Mhm.
really what they're doing. So
Yeah.
Bill Murray is projecting onto her husband like, oh, obviously he's cheating because I remember back when I was
Because I know
like,
guys. I
when
know
you were
guys like
growing up,
that.
I
Act like a
was
man.
I was doing that. Yeah. And then she's like, you know what? This is at least very interesting. And I'm going to totally convince myself that this might be happening, not just because I'm worried that it might be happening and he's been a little bit distant, but also because I am breaking free of all of these things that I find so frustrating, which is kind of the meat of the movie, which I do think there is some meat to it. And then you have those great moments where they are at the restaurant, and the shot of the tear falling into the martini glass is like, oh my God, just like
Favorite.
incredible.
What a shot.
Yeah. And there's some real emotion tied to that. And I appreciate that. As fun as this movie can be, it never kind of forgets to have an emotional center to it.
Yeah. Can we talk about? Oh, sorry. Go, Nick.
I mean, the movie, we've seen it before. We've gotten this, sad story, and they go on some adventure and learn about themselves or what the problem is. But yeah, it's the way she captures it. It's Laura having the existential crisis, being like, am I boring? I can't write. I've sold this deal and I can't do anything. And she's a mom, and she's kind of stuck in this cycle, which we've seen Coppola do in other films of, yeah, dropping the kids off and getting bored. And then her dad shows up and he kind of leads her on this journey. And we're supposed to find this transformation in her. And I think the ending, we can get there eventually, is a little weak. The explanation for all of this stuff, because what she is showing of Dean is really sketchy. He is cheating.
I was gonna say.
You don't come home and make out with your wife and she says hi and then say, oh, and turn over.
Yeah, we
Because
get a
you're too
little
drunk.
rushed to conclusions there on like he's given. I mean, like the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, he is going to cheat and everything, and blah 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 blah. And then the second time, you're like, oh, Felix is projecting a lot of his personal traits and what he does onto this situation to try to inject
I don't think
himself.
the movie is making anything explicit.
No,
But
but I mean, also too, Felix is injecting himself here because this is the only place he can, because Laura is the only one left that talks to him or puts up with this kind of crap. There's that scene where she's with her grandmother and her mom and her sister, and then she gets like chastised by all of them for the way she looks or the way she's taking care of the kids or her life and everything. And then, but the number one thing she gets like sort of like side-eyed by both her sister and her grandmother is that she's still talking to her dad. And yet her dad's only vehicle left here is not just to like, I don't know, help out and be normal, but is to see doubt into a relationship. That there are weird moments in relationships that happen all the time. Sure, the ones that she shows in here with with Dean is a little bit weirder than normal, but and I think that could have been probably cleaned up a little bit better. And there could have been maybe a further scene or two, but it's also Marlon Wayans, and I'm not expecting thespian work from him. So
I think Marlon Wayans is good in this.
I think he is good in this, but I'm not like expecting him to like. I'm not, like, oh my God, we got to give Marlon a monologue. You know what I mean? This is the guy that still was in White Chicks. After all, it's not like well, it's not like this is Daniel Day-Lewis walking through the door or something like that. But no,
we need to have just kind of like a reckoning with White Chicks and its place.
You want to talk about it now?
Society. I'm just saying, as a culture, we should. I don't think this is the
Jay's number one movie. It's notorious. It's notorious. Jay's number one movie of all time. You can recite it verbatim.
We should do a Keenan Ivory
rewatched
Wayans
that
series.
They came out.
Jay dressed up as the White Chicks for Halloween one year. That's
no.
true. That's on the record.
I dressed up as Little Man.
Oh, that's right, Little Man. Oh my God, how did they get away with those movies? Little Man's terrible. I remember seeing that in theaters. Nick, have you seen Little Man?
Mm-mm.
No.
Should
Sadly. Some say it's the 400 blows of our generation.
Are you familiar with the premise of Little Man?
Let Jay read this off to you. This is great shit.
So, Little Man. All right, I'll just read it. It is an insane premise. So, this is a shockingly long plot synopsis. After leaving prison, the dwarf criminal Calvin Sims joins his moron brother Percy to steal an expensive huge diamond in a jewelry store for the mobster Walken. They are chased by the police, and Calvin hides the stone in the purse of the executive Vanessa Edwards, whose husband wants to have a baby. Percy convinces Calvin to dress like a baby and be left in front of the Edwards house to get inside the house and retrieve the diamond. Daryl and Vanessa keep Calvin for the weekend and decide to adopt him, while Walken threatens Daryl to get the stone back. So it's
a masterpiece. Clearly.
Yeah. So Marlon Wayans, his head is like composited onto a little person's body or something. I don't know exactly. Mm-hmm. And then there are definitely scenes where like there's some hijinks involving breastfeeding, let's just say. There are some hijinks involving diaper changes and things of that nature. Truly a demented piece of art.
Yeah. It's Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, Kerry Washington, Tracy Morgan.
That sounds like some early 2000s.
David Allen.
You know what? It's actually later than you think it is.
It is. No, it's not. It's just 2006.
Is it? I thought it was later.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like it was like 2019. You know what I mean? But
I thought it was like 2010.
No, it's no, because they had what do we call Dance Flick, I guess, which is like a spin-off. It's like a spoof movie of
like a scary movie style thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they were because they created the scary movies.
They were the scary
considering
movie. Yeah,
Marie Antoinette came out in 2006.
No, I thought it did 6. Is it 6?
I think that's. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, that's
wild.
Yeah, yeah. And who knew that they were their
Choose your
past
fighter.
Choose your
Little Man or Marie.
Yeah, it was 2006. That's right. I always think it's like 2004 for some reason. I don't know why.
Yikes.
Yeah, holy cow, Ryan. Are you kidding me?
What?
It was 2004?
What? Well, I thought she like struck while the iron was hot after Lost in Translation. That's all. But yeah, I think that his character is just as disposable as Jessica Henwick's character. Like, I think also too we got to talk about like the chase scene.
We need a Jessica Henwick corner because I'm all in. I'm buying stock.
Okay, here we. I knew you were gonna do. I knew he was gonna do this because Jay, Jessica Henwick to you is.
She's an important person, and we need to talk about her more. Yeah. And one, she's awesome in The Matrix as Bugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matrix Resurrections
rules in The Matrix Resurrections.
New one?
Wait, time out. Jay.
Yeah.
I know that this is going to release way
Are we
after
going down the Matrix rabbit
We got to
hole?
talk about it.
Oh man,
We're coming off the week of the news. We're recording very early in the
tough stuff.
I mean, like, it's got to be one of the stupid fuckingest decisions I've ever seen a studio do. But of course, it's David Zaslav, so of course he's making the decision.
Who's directing it again?
Drew Goddard.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, good grief.
Are you out on Goddard?
I'm whatever on Goddard. He's not one of my guys. Let's put it.
Cabin in the Woods. No bueno.
I'm not super into Cabin in the Woods.
Bad Times. El Royale.
Bad Times is kind of annoying. It's half good and half kind of annoying. He wrote The Martian, right?
Yeah, Martian's good.
Yeah, The Martian, whatever.
Martian's good. But he hasn't made anything in like 5 years or whatever, 6 years, 7 years.
But the biggest thing, this is an auteur property, an auteurist property. The Wachowskis are neither Wachowski is involved.
I love a straight white man making the Matrix
behind the camera. So
just gotta love it.
It'll be interesting. Have they announced if it's a sequel or like a prequel?
I mean, they've called it Matrix 5, but I know that we don't know anything more than that. Yeah.
It's gonna be another Halloween. It's gonna be a reboot sequel. It's gonna be Matrix 2. Whatever that was.
But we technically got that though, right? Like with Resurrections. Like we didn't need, they kind of rebooted it.
They're gonna well, I mean, look, there's honestly something kind of clever they could do, although they already kind of did that with Resurrections.
Yeah, that's the thing. They went meta completely
rebooting the Matrix, but if they rebooted it again and then make the world entirely unfamiliar to the Matrix as we know it, could be interesting. It would make people very mad, but I'd be down for that.
It would make you very mad, Mister. I'd be down with that. You would be the first one to be like, this thing doesn't make any sense. No. You know what I mean?
If textually they acknowledge that it was a reboot of the Matrix, and let's say potentially the Matrix was essentially saying, we want to make this sort of incompatible to Neo or something like that. I don't know. And they're like,
this is sounding like the logic of a Ryan Reynolds joke.
Matrix. Like, I don't know. There's something you could maybe do.
That's the thing. The more that you're talking, the more it sounds like gobbledygook that I don't want to see.
It's like how in some of the Matrix in Reloaded, they're like, yeah, there was a Matrix where there were ghosts and vampires and all sorts of crazy stuff. It's like, cool. Let's see one where there's
this is a businessman sequel.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It's not going to make sense.
That has also in that movie the thing that works so well, which is it has the heart of the Wachowskis all through and through.
Well, I know. I mean, that's the problem.
This is just going to be like
essentially to make the movie that I'm making, you have to basically have Drew Goddard acknowledge, I'm not nearly as good at this as the Wachowskis.
Yeah, and
maybe it's not true. Maybe he's going to blow my mind.
I mean, this is a guy that also made Cabin in the Woods, which is also a very like wink, meta. Look at the, wink, wink at the whole genre.
Bad Times is very wink, wink too. Honestly, parts of The Martian are kind of the annoying parts of The Martian.
The comedy parts that made it win Best Comedy.
It is one of the funniest films I've ever made.
It really is. It really hurts every time I watch it how much I laugh. But no, I mean, Nick, big Matrix fan.
Matrix 1, yeah. We were supposed to see it last week. There was another screening and we didn't go, but we'll be talking about it this year at some point.
Matrix 1.
Yeah,
Nicholas,
I'll have to rewatch. them.
25th
not 4, whatever you want to call it.
You didn't like Resurrections?
Rocks the house.
They all rule. Fucking love the Matrix.
I don't like
because it was 1. It was the same thing, and they tried to change it a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
Recently discussed on the AwardsWatch podcast main show.
Which one? The Matrix. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we talked about
check that out.
Yeah, you should. It was like literally we dropped the podcast and then like 20 minutes later they fucking announced the Goddard interview, news, and I was like, well, this just fucking blows. Like we couldn't even have a movie out for 25 years before we destroyed its legacy.
You got an aggressive energy today, my man.
Listen, I don't fucking like it.
for a hangout movie, you're coming with some aggressive energy
I
today.
know. Maybe I should have like a martini and some
Could be.
ice cream.
That'd be fun.
Man, the ice cream looks so good in this movie. By the way, I was like,
Ice cream does look good.
I was sitting there. I was like, fuck, I want to like a really, but ice cream and a martini, guys. I don't know about that. I don't know about fudge
What
and
about like an espresso martini?
Okay, maybe that, but not like a
affogato.
not like a dry. I mean, like Nick's
Dessert
the food guy
martini.
around here, Mister. Where can we find your chef work on the world out there on
Chef Sauerkraut? Yeah,
There.
but
Nick
I'll
makes
post
great
pictures.
food and he puts it all over Instagram. He's a great cook. Would you do that? Would you do like a dry, what looked like a dry martini with olive and in a
and a sundae.
ice cream fudge sundae?
That's
It looked
a
like
weird combo.
it looked like
Not
But
together.
it speaks
no.
to
She
their
was drinking it.
mental space.
Yeah, she
Right?
was drinking
It's
it,
like-
and then she's eating that too. Like she's
They've got
That's
some
weird.
anxiety. They're stressed
I
out.
mean,
They're
people do
indulging.
love like olive oil and ice cream. I'm sure there's some olive flavored ice cream out there.
Mm.
oh, I hate. Do you like that?
Mm.
No,
No.
it does. Why does ice cream shouldn't be savory? Like people put like salt on it too with it or whatever, right? With the no.
No, but
Just
yeah,
don't
give
do
me
it.
like an espresso martini over gelato. Oh yeah,
Oh, sounds
I'll
good.
eat that all day.
I love coffee flavored ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
There's something good about it. I just like coffee in general. So,
Oh,
excuse me.
Ryan didn't tell you this.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
So coffee. This reminded me of this little event I had. So last
Interesting.
week.
What a fucking tangent-filled episode this is. This is great. Anyway,
So it's kind of like on the rocks. just
yeah, we're
unique.
hanging out. We're just talking
We're-
shit.
we're
Let's
riffing.
go.
So last week I was working from home on a Friday,
Uh-huh.
and I got just a big old honking coffee, iced coffee.
Oh, like a large,
Just
like
from-
a
I mean, it was just from upstairs. I got one of those like big, tumbler type things. One of the big
like
tumblers.
this bad boy, like this.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
And
I'm doing props now. What is this? The 1940s? Like
so I
like, what the fuck?
I have a ring light on my computer just because the lighting in my office kind of required for me to not look like I'm totally in the shadows. I need a ring light, and I moved my keyboard slightly, and the little leg on the keyboard, the cord for the ring light was under that, and when I moved the keyboard, the string from the ring light tipped my coffee over directly onto my work laptop. I mean, instantly fried, like done, kaputskis, no more work laptop.
Like smoke
It
coming
was
from the thing.
so embarrassing. And then I went to the office and they were like, "Oh, how can we help you?" And I just said, "I spilled as much coffee on my computer as any human being possibly can, and
no.
I don't think it's working anymore." So that was just embarrassing, and that's all there is to it. And now I got like a temp laptop that doesn't have everything I need. It's tough being me right now, man. It's just hard, I imagine this is kind of the same feeling Rashida Jones has in this movie, where it's just like, can anything go my way?
Jesus Christ, Jay, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Are they gonna get a replacement for you? Or are they gonna like?
Yeah,
fix
yeah,
that
but
one?
it's just gonna take a couple weeks or something.
Yeah. What is it? The things that you don't have that you need?
There's some like applications and stuff.
Oh, like what?
It's boring.
Oh, is it personal? I'm sorry.
No, it's just
Didn't-
boring.
I didn't know it was a fucking podcast.
You want to hear
and-
about
and-
how I access?
You
my
fucking
financial
brought all this
systems at
up.
my
What are you
job?
talking about? You can't leave the listeners are gonna be like, fuck, what app is he
There's
not
just some-
have on
there's
there that
some-
I don't
there's
have?
some software that I don't have that I
All
need.
right, okay.
It's
I
boring.
had a better way to bring it back in.
Okay, there you go.
But not with coffee.
Okay.
Jessica Henwick, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we
We
go.
love her.
The best.
Yeah.
So Matrix Resurrections co-star. Is she meant to be a lesbian in On the
Oh
Rocks?
yes, this is a big
Is that
question.
the turn? Is that the twist?
I think that is
Hmm,
supposed to
quote,
give
unquote.
her some sense of security. Yeah, for sure.
My friend, they're doing masks in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
It
It's
just
definitely implied that she can breathe a sigh of relief because she was in there with a woman, and
Is
her
this the
husband
first?
is not a woman.
Is this like the first gay character that's been in a Sofia Coppola movie? If that's the case.
There's no way.
What
that's
about
true.
Jason Schwartzman? Isn't
Oh
he's-
yeah, he is kind of implied, right? A little bit
Right.
that like that's why he also just seems disillusioned, like just like disinterested
Yeah.
in her.
What about the main guy in the
Probably.
bling ring?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Mark.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Mark
right. That's
is
right.
for
That's right.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark playing Nick.
Mark
We had a
Twain.
whole.
Sorry,
thing. I
did we
went
just get meta
down.
there? Wait, what? Playing Nick?
Maybe.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Would
the
you-
real
Nick,
the
do you
real
like to rob?
character is Nicholas.
Yeah. Do you like to rob?
I mean, no, that whole movie
I wanna
gives
rob.
me anxiety.
I want to rob, Nick. I want to fucking rob. I could be like I could like run a charity. I could be a president one day. All right.
That's the best Emma Watson impression I've maybe ever seen.
I know. Give me a fucking Oscar.
Ryan made an outlandish claim on that episode that Emma Watson, if she wanted to, could very easily have Emma Stone's career, which I
could.
thought was just a heinous
I don't think it's that.
evaluation.
I don't think it's heinous. Again, they were up for very similar roles. It's a coin flip situation. If she did, she could easily have that instead of being an activist. They were all like, certain actresses at that time. They're all fighting for the same thing. Like La La Land almost went to her. Like change of trajectory of careers there of how that would have been.
That's like saying Tom Brady's backup quarterback and him were up for the same position.
No,
but unfortunately, Tom Brady was Tom Brady, and he
Nick's.
won.
I don't know Nick's
because he's Tom Brady.
Nick, you're not a sports person, so you wouldn't understand.
No, I have another comparison, but
Oh, okay.
on.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
listen to it.
No. What's the comparison?
Well, is maybe it's not. I'm tangenting as you guys
Don't do
are.
that.
What do you think Francis Ford's wine is better or Emma Watson's liqueur? Does she make
Oh,
gin?
man.
Whatever she makes. Yeah.
Does she make gin?
I just saw some Vogue.
They
video
all fucking
where
make
she's
gin.
a bartender.
Everybody has. those
Everybody's got a-
bartender days.
Oh,
And
she's
she's like, "Oh, this is my liqueur and my grandmother's elder flower or something." It's like, oh my god.
they all
They're all
fucking
just,
got.
like,
They all
make
got a
alcohol.
grift though. This is Clooney's fault. It's fucking Reynolds' fault. Like it's
Exactly.
Francis's fault in some ways and another. I mean, like they all are in the alcohol business.
Renee's gin.
Yeah, I
The
had no
Jenners,
idea.
Yeah.
Had no idea that she was in it. Yeah. No, I don't think it was I wasn't saying that she is as good an actress because clearly Emma Stone is a better actress, but it's got nothing to do with if you're good or not because like people get
Quality.
fucking movies all the time and opportunities and I don't
Just
think that they deserve
the
it.
aggression, Ryan, from you today.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm a little on edge. I had some espresso coffee before this. No, I just think that I think that yeah, she wanted it. I think that it was obtainable for her, and she chose not to take it. And so who
And
knows
that's
it
the last time we'll talk about Emma Watson on this podcast.
for now until maybe we do a Greta.
It
series.
actually might be the last time we ever talk about her on this.
Oh no,
podcast.
we might do a Greta series.
Beauty and the Beast.
One day.
When's that coming?
Oh, Greta.
Yeah.
Forgot about Greta.
Who did Beauty and the Beast? Was that Bill Condon?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
No.
Bill.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Bill Condon. It wasn't. No, because you're about to think it's Rob Marshall. He did Mary Poppins and Little Mermaid. So, God, Rob Marshall.
Yeah, it was Bill Condon. He
Fucking-
stinks.
Yeah. Jay, who do you like more, Rob Marshall or Bill Condon?
Oh man. I mean, Rob Marshall he has been ruinous to the movie musical. So I would just
He
say,
took it out back and shot it to hell. Like,
after making a good one.
he made probably the greatest movie musical of the last 20 years or something with Chicago. Which I know, Jay, that's
There's
not saying
no
much.
way that's true.
Name another one that's better than Chicago.
I'm looking it up.
And if you say
La La
any,
Land for me, but
Yeah.
I like La La Land more than Chicago.
I don't like La La Land that much. I love Chicago. Chicago's fucking great. And Chicago won Best Picture.
Oh,
Boom!
West Side Story. Hello.
Oh well, I mean that's like a remake.
Yeah,
It's a good
but
movie. It's a good
freaking
movie
rocks.
though.
It's better than the
It's a good
original.
movie. It's a good. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll give you that. Um, Nick, do you like the remake of West Side Story
Yeah.
more than the original?
Oh God, I don't know.
Original is a little rough.
That's tough. They're uh, they're both really good.
Both really good.
I
The
love
opening shot, the
the
opening shot of the
originals
new one
things.
just like blew my
We
mind.
just don't get enough musicals.
It's
Or
because they
if
don't
we,
make money.
We don't get enough good
I was gonna
musicals.
say, yeah. Let me change that to good musicals. Thank you, Nick. Yeah.
Cats, In the Heights,
In the Heights is
Little
good.
Mermaid.
In the Heights
In
is
the
good.
Heights was good. That was
Don't
a
put
good.
In the Heights in the same realm as Little Mermaid and Cats.
In the Heights is okay. I
Do
like
not sandwich that shit.
I did like Tick Tick Boom. I liked that one.
Tick Tick Boom is good.
Tick Tick Boom was really good.
Garfield's really
Little
fucking
Mermaid
good.
is not a musical. It's a Disney remake with music. Forced,
I don't know. You seen that
forced
Scuttlebutt though?
Let's
written.
go,
Yeah.
but
Scuttlebutt.
yeah, who doesn't love the scuttlebutt? I
That's
agree
another
with.
thing. That's another thing I bring up way
Me.
too often on
Yeah,
this
we were
podcast.
way too much about the scuttlebutt over the last couple of weeks. It's not fair to Sofia Coppola. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about in terms of On the Rocks? Maybe
I
not.
haven't even looked at my notes yet.
How about you look at those and talk about them, Jay?
Okay. All right. Let's give me like 10 or so minutes to kind of take
Okay.
it all in.
All right. Nick, do you have anything
Well,
else you want to
I
talk
guess
about with it?
I
We can
mean,
talk
I'm
about
sure
it.
there are things along the way, but we can talk about the ending since
Yeah,
we're
let's
kind
do
of
it.
getting there. Me bringing up Fifi, them finding her in Mexico with this other woman. I don't know. This is the first of the conclusions that we get to the story. Laura ends up going back to New York after the storm. Again, she has this big reckoning, transformation, existential crisis that Coppola does throughout her filmography. But she goes home, has this conversation with Dean, and she's the one apologizing. She goes, "I'm not myself. I can't write. You're not into me. I feel boring," which feels like such a cop out for who we have come to learn this character to be. And what Sofia Coppola does for female characters, it just felt so lacking. Like
Yeah, I
she's
felt like
really going to put all of this stuff on herself and not say, well, list off the things that Coppola gave us to not trusting Dean.
yeah, I mean
Like,
like
why not that?
I feel like she should have gone like on a whole like, well, you did this. How about
Yeah.
this?
You
Like
got
like
me a Thermomix or whatever it's called for my birthday. Like,
yeah.
what was that? Am I your like housewife cook?
I mean like you're going out until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We followed you. And honestly, there should have been like a scene. I know that like I agree with you, Nick, because I feel like there could have been a funnier way of doing this whole kind of like, you know, like I get what she's trying to do with this movie a lot of too. It's like it feels like it's her like at times like her 40s comedy, you know what I mean, that she's trying to make here is also too. It would have been great because like Murray is the ultimate just like, you know, wild card character, right? And anytime he shows up, like the movie just elevates in terms of like it's like a ray of sunshine just walks right through the fucking door, but it's so chaotic. It would have been great if in the middle of this fight he just fucking shows up and he doesn't know the context of any of this, and it's like him trying to apologize, her having the reconciliation of like her relationship with him, right? In relationship to it also having him confront Dean about
Mm-hmm.
how he's kind of ultimately feels, because they have one scene together and it's outside when
Yeah.
he's like kind of like this fucking guy, I'm watching you, you piece of shit. Like it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like
I
him looking
love
at him
that
like
scene.
that, and it's great, but
Yeah.
it's awkward as shit. Like there should have been like a like everybody's in the room together, and then like you can have like, you know, her walking him to the car to, you know, to Musto down in the car or whatever, you know what I mean?
Some crazy stupid love kind of climax.
Yes.
Everyone shows up, they're all fighting. Fifi's there for whatever reason. And yeah, I think I wanted more conflict.
Conflict. Yeah.
or more, more
But she doesn't
something.
do that. She doesn't do that in her
No.
movies. She's not a
Not really.
complex person.
Well, the one thing I will say about the ending that I think is incredibly effective is the watch, the
Oh,
symbolism of the watch at the end, which is basically, to me, my interpretation of it is you're just trading. Your dad and your husband are essentially the same, and
yeah, the
I
trust
think
has
that's
passed
very
from one to the
powerful.
other. Yeah.
yeah, it's just essentially, hey, all this stuff that your dad did, like their behaviors in this moment are exactly the same, and to me, it's just meant to show, this Oedipal tendency to fall for the things that you're familiar with from your childhood, which is pretty potent, pretty potent.
Yeah.
So,
Is that what you spent 10 minutes looking for?
no, I
I'm
got a
just
bunch
kidding.
of other stuff, but it's mostly just like Bill Murray lines that I thought were good.
You want to say some of them?
Yeah, what's one of them? Like men are hardwired to go straight from eyes to ass. Like that one. Um,
Yeah, that's a good line.
when
Uh,
just when they're talking about her her mom, and he just says, when you two came along, as in um their children,
yeah.
all that light went to you two, which is almost verbatim what he says in Lost in Translation. But I just think, again, that's that I'm a dad now
I was gonna say,
impact. And
did he get the
yeah,
bump?
yeah. And there are, I mean, there are, I don't even think it got a bump, but it's just something I noticed more
Was it more of a
this time
subtle?
around.
It was more of a subtle. Game respects game. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and there are, now that I'm further along in a marriage, and you see stuff like when they're at dinner and he's like, "Do you want to leave? This is too loud." And it's kind of like, this is really important to her that, like,
We're here.
she's there. She feels
Oh,
so
what's
stuck
even
and bored,
when the
and
ice
you're
cream
kind of
comes
just
out
like,
and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna like," and she
oh
normally
my,
hates it,
oh, that's
and then
so
and then it's
tough.
like, and it goes
Yeah.
to the other couple, and he's like,
Oh,
"Oh, you want one?" I don't know, and she's like, "No, no, I don't
that's
want one of
awful.
those."
That's
I was
tough.
like, "Oh God, damn it!" That fucking like when you think that
Perfect. It's perfect
it's
timing.
so perfect, just because it's like it's just we all can relate and feel in that, but then it just I don't know the way that Joan sells it so well in that scene. She's phenomenal in this movie. I think she I mean obviously Murray is front and stage of stealing almost every line and scene and whatnot and having
Hmm.
this a line of wisdom mixed with old timey sexism, just kind of like round like kind of thrown in there. But her sort of straight man to her father's wacky character is she's really really good in this, and it's a lot of the quiet subtleties or her like frustrated face or her reactions to him interacting with like the waitress where he's like ballerina, you know what I mean, like shit like that, and you're just like, who the fuck does that, like who the fuck acts like that in person, you know what I
There's also that
mean?
bizarre moment where he fake makes out with her in
Yeah.
Mexico, and
Hmm.
he's like, "This is wartime. We got to do what we got to do."
It's a good movie. I still think the best scene in the movie obviously is the one of them in the car, and then the police officers kind of like like how he's getting out of this ticket, and then ultimately by the end of it, the police officers are pushing them to their next adventure.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's
Oh
such
yeah,
a
when the car breaks down, that's really good.
it's really good stuff.
They both have great lines in that. He's saying, "We're gonna meet people, we're gonna make new friends." Like that is your reaction to getting pulled over. And then after the whole spiel, she goes, "It must be very nice to be you,"
Yeah,
which is exactly what you think. And that's just the perfect line.
so
Because it's
dry.
like, who are these people?
Yeah, and she's also like, how the fuck am I related to you? Like,
Right. Right.
how did I get myself to this point? And I kind of understand then why she's apologizing to Dean later, is because she's gotten herself so involved into the selfishness of her father, and that in these just weird situations that she's normally just not a part of. And yet, but yet at the end of the film, it's really what she needed. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of old Hollywood sort of things. Like she didn't realize that the lessons she learned along the way were I don't know, some bullshit, like that. But like, but no, I still think that they're like it wraps up too quickly still. And that's why it's like, damn, I put this out on Letterboxd when I said, I was like, I kind of want more of this. I know, I'm not really an advocate all the time for sequels, but like, I don't know. These characters just really feel lived in, and they're having so much fun, and we should get like a million more movies like this. Like,
I'm not going to be knocking on doors trying to get a sequel for this movie.
I'm not, but like, if Sofia Coppola's like, I'm going to make I'm going to make, I'd like it neat, or instead of on the rocks or whatever. I don't know. Like,
I'm sure she'll make
I'd be
one
down for
when she's 60. I'm sure Bill's older than that, but from her perspective, looking back maybe on her kids, or I don't know.
I think she's
I'm sure she'll give something.
I think she's going to make something that's going to make us all fucking like shatter when she'll make something towards the end of her dad's life. And it's going to, I think it's going to wreck the shit out of us. She loves her dad.
Magnolia.
Yeah. She's going to make Magnolia? Is that just the Robart scenes?
It's about dads.
Yeah. Yeah, it is about dads. That's for sure. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to say about On the Rocks before we get out of here? Talked a lot about On the Rocks, and definitely a lot about not about On the Rocks, but
no. But I mean, I mentioned the soundtrack. I love the music, and the connection with the end credit song being by Phoenix.
Yes,
and Ezra, Rashida's husband, was featured on that album. So there's just like so much. But yeah, it's a great end credit song.
Very much so. Very much so. Jay,
what is what's going on with Rashida Jones?
What do you mean, like right now?
Yeah, I mean, like what's
it's like 9.
Why has she been so absent?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's a mom and
just kicking it.
I mean, she's her dad's Quincy
Jones.
Jones.
Must be nice to be you. I mean, That's what I say to that.
Yeah, I mean, like she's. Let's see.
I do love her. From the first moment we see her at the wedding, she is radiant.
I mean, she's like she was in Silo, right? And
that was her last thing, it looks like.
And she was in that TV show Silo with Rebecca Ferguson?
Yes, very important person to you, Jay?
No, I'm just like,
I mean,
some people say that's good.
Wait, so Rebecca Ferguson's not a very important person to you?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
But
we already did this in Dune too. Okay?
Yeah, but you can do it. I mean, like you can say it. It's okay, buddy. Like nobody's gonna.
Okay, she's an important person. Okay.
Oh, now she's gonna hear this and hear the condescension. All right. No, my wife read the book. She really liked it. Eric saw the TV show, hated it. So I don't know. I've heard mixed reports.
I just remember seeing her for the first time in the office and immediately being like, "Whoa, who's this? She's got presence."
Important person.
I mean, God, I need to get out of this loop.
I mean, you're setting yourself up, buddy.
I know, but I mean, she's obviously great in Parks and Rec, and I'm not sure she's ever popped as much. She was in
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's very important to
started
multiple scenes in The Social Network.
Yeah.
SNL. Oh my God.
Very important in that movie, honestly.
Oh yeah, the lawyer, right?
Yeah, I love her in I Love You Man, which is a very underrated movie, and she plays the
she plays kind of the
fiance
part.
Yeah,
I love that.
She's really good in it though. Yeah, she wrote co-wrote the story for Toy Story 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! All right, well, good for you, Rashida. I mean, she's kind of got like her hands in all the cookie jars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she gets to. I mean, it helps again when you come from like your dad's a pretty famous, extremely rich man. Your husband is part. Your husband is a part of one of the big indie rock bands, alternative bands of the century, and you get to like then be a part of like on The Office, and then been part of a really big show in Parks and Rec, and you get to go from this comedy to that, and you get to kind of just like do what you want. It's actually kind of, it seems like she should have more opportunities and do more things, but it's also like it seems like she's just like happy with what she's doing, and
Probably what she chose. Yeah, she goes,
yeah.
I don't
I
want to
mean,
do anything. Good for her.
she did a documentary about her dad.
I feel
you
like
know,
she
she's
could be
done
a
some directing.
savvy businesswoman. See what she's
Yeah.
got going on.
I feel like she could be like a really good like executive producer and like making shows and you know putting people on the map. But I mean, she's also she went to Harvard, which there's your social network connection there, Jay. But yeah, like she's a
Doing
really
some philanthropic stuff.
there's never a bad moment when she's in a movie. I'm like, God.
No, that's true.
I always end
did,
up saying I want more Rashida Jones because I think she's fantastic at things.
I did just look up if she has a liquor. She does not have a liquor.
Well, does Quincy
Not
Jones
yet.
have a liquor?
However, what I did discover is that on the website Amazon.com, you can buy an 8-ounce flask with a portrait of Rashida Jones on it.
Well, there you go. Does Quincy Jones have a liquor?
Now let's look it up.
I think that's a fair question to ask.
God, our podcast is so good.
Yes, I mean, it's one of the best shows ever, baby. All right. Well,
My question is, because
Nick,
you prefaced that you were maybe going to mention this, and maybe I'm stealing your thunder. Did she have Oscar potential?
Oh, well, see, Nick, you're beating me to the punch here. And I'll hold off on that for a second because Nick, I have to do something real quick. That's what I normally have to
Quincy
do.
Jones does not have his own liquor, but he is a big wine collector.
There you go. Well, then
There
that's
you go.
you know
It's
what?
all
He's
in the
probably
wine.
got some Coppolas in
It's like a wine investor
in the cellar. You know what I mean?
So-
I do love the Coppola.
Do you like
There's
a
one that I
Coppola?
really love. I really do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they got some solid wine.
Which one is it, Nick?
It's like the director's cut or something. I don't know what it's called. Let me look it up.
That sounds
'Cause
like
it's
that sounds so fucking like what
It's called
Francis Coppola.
Right?
Megalopolis.
Yeah, it's like it's like, you know, opening night cabaret. You
The
know what I
Great
mean?
Father.
it's literally called director's cut.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I wasn't teasing.
Is it like is it a red
It's a cab sav, yeah.
cab sauce? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Good
do you
one. Try
usually
it.
drink it or do you like use it as like do you put it in food like when you're making a
No, I
Yeah.
don't keep wine around to put in food, but
no?
probably should.
Do you not
I don't really cook stews or anything like that
sauces?
that often.
No.
Not
Like a
really.
bolognese. No.
Yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah, but you're a fancy guy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Nick, do you have so you don't drink a lot of wine or do you drink a lot of wine?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Cab Sav. I'll do Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is that your go-to like drink though? Like do you like
Those are
more
my-
like a
Oh,
or do you when you're out?
I mean, we love a cocktail.
Yeah. You have a favorite cocktail?
Not a martini, sadly.
No.
Are you a martini?
Uh, I'll have them. It's not my go-to. I much prefer like an old fashioned or a Negroni. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I've been getting really into Negronis lately. That's just kind of like my thing now.
I do like an espresso martini
I do.
to bring it back. Yeah.
Jay, do you have a favorite? Do you like a cocktail? Or you like a?
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I like a nice G&T. I like
Yeah.
a nice old fashioned, but not common at all that I'm going to liquor. I would
If
say.
I'm at brunch, I
It's a
prefer
special
a
occasion.
nice Bloody Mary over a mimosa, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, mimosas are just
Bloodies, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bloody's all the
I
way,
used to
baby.
be very anti-bloody. The worst drink I've ever had was a bourbon bloody.
Ooh.
It was just
Ooh.
terrible. It was a
No.
bacon bourbon bloody.
See, I don't need like 900 thing. I don't need like, you know, a whole like rotisserie chicken put in my fucking like Bloody Mary. I just need like, you know, I just need the
Few olives. I love it. Some cheese in there.
cheese. Oh, like a blue cheese?
Not
Like a blue cheese olive?
Just like a
I like a
cube.
blue
Just
cheese
like
olive.
That's
a
a little
cube and
potent.
some olives. Yeah.
I like a blue cheese olive. Like
I want a charcuterie
work,
with
though.
my Bloody Mary.
I want a 4-course meal.
Burger and bacon. And
Yeah, where they're just like
a
sagging
pickle, a
in.
full
Yeah,
pickle, a
pickle.
full cucumber. Yeah.
No, I like-
I saw
like-
this. I saw this recently
Yeah.
on the internet.
Oh, here we go.
There was
You know it's got to be
martini-
real. Yeah.
There was a martini that had a blue cheese foam on top of it, and then it was garnished with a hot wing with blue cheese dressing on it.
I don't like foam. Like,
It
what
looked like
what
it
are
should
we
be
doing?
That's
illegal.
That's why do people like
Novelty foods just mm-mm.
Nick, do
You
you have a
can't do
go-to meal that you like to make? Like
Ooh.
like that you're like that's yours.
I mean,
Like
that I make all
like
the
if Jay and I came over for dinner, which we'll be there in a week, and we were like, Nick, make us what
Are there restrictions?
no restrictions. I don't have any dietary restrictions. Jay doesn't because I'm saying that he doesn't.
I do not.
Yeah, people that have dietary restrictions, like, come on, like, what are you doing? Like, it's
I'm making chicken parm. That's what I'm making.
all right. Hell yeah,
And I'm gonna
Cheeky,
have
cheeky
some
parm
Francis Ford Coppola wine on the side.
like a
Director's
salad.
cut, little
Ooh,
cab.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we could do salad. Oh, I love a Caesar salad. I
Yeah.
don't know if that goes together, but ooh,
Oh, it goes. It can go.
maybe I'll make that tonight.
Ooh, well, that's kind of late, isn't it?
Nice Caesar. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my favorite.
It's
Yeah,
the city that
Caesar.
never sleeps, Ryan.
That's true. That's true.
I got my Alfa Romeo up front. Yeah,
Oh,
we're going out.
okay. Well, all right. Next time in New York, I'm gonna hit you up on this. I'm gonna hit you up on this offer. All right. Jay,
Yeah.
you doing all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Talking about a nice hang of a movie.
You want to hang a little longer?
Yeah, we can hang a little longer. We can talk about some stuff.
Yeah, because I'd like to, Jay, say that before we get out of here,
Yeah.
we're going to test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed, in this, which was On the Rocks, in a segment we like to call "It's an Honor to Get Nominated." Now, Nick, don't help him out on this because I know you're a big.
These were the
Oscar
dark days.
These were the dark
So,
days, my
this
friend.
was- yeah.
Interesting.
This
But,
year is a little. Ooh.
But Nick, if you
Okay.
not listening along or whatnot, Jay is
Is this the Coda year?
a novice. No, this was the Nomadland year, buddy.
Dang it.
Your time to shine is the next year. All right. But I just asked Jay simple questions about the award season and seeing if the movie that we
see
reviewed
how
was
many you can
nominated
get
for
right.
anything. And so, Jay, I ask you, On the Rocks,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
do you think it got nominated for any Oscars? It was eligible, by the way. It was eligible.
This is going to be a big count. Hold on. Let me get my abacus.
Would it not have been eligible?
No, it would have.
Just
No.
because it was a streamer,
Oh.
you're saying?
Oh,
Well, yeah,
okay.
well, because
They
of the
changed
pandemic.
everything
Yeah,
up
they
for
changed
that,
everything
yeah.
because of the
Oh,
pandemic.
okay. Whatever. No, it was not.
It was not nominated, no.
Yeah.
But Murray was nominated for certain awards. Do you know what awards he was nominated for during the season, like the big ones?
AARP, Movie for Adults Awards.
Actually, was he nominated for that? That's actually
know,
probably he probably knows.
Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award.
No.
Teen Choice Award. You know, they give you the surfboard.
Oh, okay. The one that you don't get slimed at.
What do you do with that surfboard?
I mean, can you use it? He was
Are
nominated.
they
Question:
full
Is it a
surfboards?
decortive surfboard?
Jay,
or
he
is
was
it-
nominated for the AARP Best Supporting.
Hell yeah, I knew it. What about Nickelodeon Kids' Choice?
They sadly said no, thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
did he get a Globe for comedy?
he got okay. He got nominated at the Globes.
Mm-hmm.
He got nominated just for supporting actor because they don't have.
Oh, that's
They have lead actor and lead actress for drama and comedy.
He's
but,
not a
but
supporting.
in the supporting categories, Jay, at the Globes they only.
I know this. I know
the
this.
supporting-
But I considered him a lead. So
I.
Hmm.
I
That would
say
have
he's
been
a
my other question: is
co-lead.
Yeah.
category
yeah.
fraud or
I mean, a lot of this movie is through her perspective. I mean, I feel like she's solidarily the lead, but he's the driving force that like comes through it a lot.
he does start the movie. He
Yeah.
opens the movie with the first quote.
Yeah, but like, it's just you don't see him.
This is a Thelma
yeah,
and
I know.
Louise situation. That's what it is.
I wouldn't go that far. I think he's a straddler. I think you could go either way. But I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say that that's a bad. If you put him in lead, that's a bad choice. He was nominated at the Critics' Choice Awards too.
Cool.
Movie was also nominated for Best Comedy. But Jay, let's take a trip back to the COVID era here. Jay, you watched this Oscars, right?
Who hosted this one? Was this
So this was nobody hosted this. Remember, it was at Grand Central Station. This was the Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, this
debacle.
Was the train station one.
Yeah, this was like the Soderbergh directed one.
I didn't watch this one.
I remember I was trying to get you so hard to watch this because I was like, Soderbergh's doing it, and you're like, I could give a shit, and everything. Nick, you watched this, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Is this one of the worst Oscars ever?
No, it was weird, but
it was super fucking weird.
I think Glenn Close turned it around.
Interesting,
but
when she did the butt,
I did like Regina's intro, like coming in,
like the walk
had potential, yeah.
And then her speech was like, "What are we doing?"
It was a little weird.
It was a little weird.
Do you think they'll get Joe Coy for the Oscars next year?
He's not doing an award show ever again.
I don't think he's really ever doing one.
Joe Coy, Ariana DeBose.
I think DeBose could do it. I don't think.
I'm surprised she wasn't around this year.
Yeah. Well, she's got like 600 movies where she plays like a character for one scene coming out.
You know? Well, she had that movie earlier this year. The
Argyle.
The space one.
Oh yeah, the OSS,
the star
ISS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also in Argyle too, right? If I'm not mistaken. You just watched Argyle.
Yeah, I did, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah. Of course you fucking liked it. Would you nominate? So where would you guys put Murray? Would you put him in lead or supporting?
But for the sake of the exercise, if they ran him supporting, I'll consider him supporting.
Would you nominate him in supporting based off the nominees here?
Give me the nominees.
So the winner was Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah.
A great performance.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of Chicago 7. You have Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. Paul Raci for Sound of Metal. And then also the controversial, like, who the fuck is the lead of Judas and the Black Messiah? Because Lakeith Stanfield also got nominated in supporting actor.
Put him in over Sasha.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you not high on
I'm more okay with that movie than most, I would say, but it's not.
Nick, do you not like Chicago 7?
I think I gave it a pretty high
review at the time.
Rating on Letterboxd. Yeah. I mean, does it need to be a nominee? No. Does the Academy love Sorkin? Obviously. I think I would have even replaced On the Rocks as a picture nominee with Trial if I had to.
Oh, that's not the movie.
I think it's better than Trial.
That's not the movie I would replace in the Best Picture lineup with On the Rocks if I was to replace it.
Really? What would you replace it with?
Yeah, I'm getting Promising Young Woman the fuck out of there, and I'm because it's a bad fucking movie, and I'm going to put in On the Rocks because that's a real movie made by a real female director.
And you're keeping Trial.
I don't think. I mean, like I would take. I would take Trial out, and I put Tenet in. That's what I would do. Like this is Tenet's year.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love Tenet.
Yeah.
Oh God,
thank you, Tenet. Nick. All right. Also,
I think I called that my favorite Nolan movie.
Is that really your favorite? I mean, it's not a bad take. It's a really good movie.
It's my third.
It's just so good. It's like so dumb and convoluted.
But fuck it. Why not? Like, let's have one of those movies.
Everyone is incredible. Yeah. Oh my god. I just saw that in
IMAX.
Was it 70 millimeter IMAX that they replayed it in?
Yeah. I saw it in 70. I didn't see it in IMAX. Then.
Crazy.
Oh man. Yeah,
They gave me I got a little film strip for it. I love it when they give you a little.
They didn't have it anywhere. They didn't have it anywhere near me down here, and I was sad because I'm a big Tenet guy. You know what's so great about Tenet was how that year Jay was so like anti Tenet, thinks it was going to look stupid and da 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 da.
Even though I really liked Dunkirk, but
he was like, this movie looks so fucking stupid. This guy, fucking temporal pincer moving, and then like motherfucker puts it as
now I have a tattoo that says temporal pincer movement.
Yeah, because it was his #1 movie of the year. It was fucking hilarious. You couldn't make this shit up. It was one of my favorite moments ever. And recording with Jake, I was like, really? After all this time, you dick, you finally he embraced it. He loved it, and it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I would take one. If I was gonna put somebody from Trial of Chicago 7 in, it's easily Michael Keaton because he's in there for one scene, and he fucking it's like 5-10 minutes in that movie. Keaton's amazing in the movie. So is Rylance too. Both of them are actually like really fucking good.
Rylance rocks the house.
But I mean, like I'm not the big Judas and the Black Messiah fan outside of Kaluuya's performance, and so
I think
mean, like
Lakeith is awesome in that too.
I'm not that big on Lakeith.
I'm a Lakeith guy, or at least I was. He has made some bad, baffling choices.
I was gonna say you want to stand by that as a full statement.
I'm just an Atlanta mega fan. That's one of the best shows ever.
So I put Murray. I would easily put Murray in here for Sacha Baron Cohen or Stanfield.
I think Sasha.
Honestly, Leslie Odom Jr. too. I would take them all out.
I would say, if Bill were smart and campaign the right way, he could have gotten in over Lakeith because that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I think if Apple had campaigned well for him with that Globes nomination, then it could have happened. But I don't think lead would have happened.
Yeah. Would you guys have put this in? Would you have put Rashida in? Jay, you want the nominees? You want the nominees, Jay?
Yeah, hit me.
So the winner was Frances McDormand for Nomadland.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. You had Andra Day for The United States versus Billie Holiday, a movie we all remember.
Did not see that one, I gotta admit.
Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman.
Yeah, that's a movie that kind of came and went, huh?
Yep, nothing. And then Carrie Start the Train Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, because there was a whole online thing of like when she won, I think the Globe, that the train was starting for her to win Best Actress, and then it didn't happen. Yikes! So I
don't think Rishi
I don't put her in here, but no, but I mean,
there are some questionable additions that I think the reason why nobody knew who was going to win was because of that, but I don't think she would have made it.
No. I would have put if this doesn't, I mean, okay, here's the other thing I want to ask. Do you feel like this movie is mostly written or mostly improvised? Because it feels so improvised at times and so lived in, but yet
I think it's pretty written, actually.
It's got to be written, right? So I would I would totally consider.
She's too formally precise to have a bunch of improv in movies.
Yeah, I would totally replace Promising Young Woman, the terrible winner, with On the Rocks, because I like that.
That's great. Screenplay, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And then I take Trial of Chicago 7 out and I throw Tenet's screenplay in there. I'd be like, let's go. Let's have a party. You know? The Nest was this year. Carrie Coon was robbed of a nomination.
I mean, the Nest is, I think that was my number 2 movie of the year.
The movie rules.
Yeah, that movie.
Nick, do you like The Nest? Did you see The Nest with Sean Durkin?
Yeah.
You're not a Durkin guy?
It wasn't a favorite.
I'm a Durkinite.
I like Durkin, but yeah, it was okay.
Were you one of
kind of like period drama that like
Nick, were you one of those people that like it was like Jay, then like it felt like A24 had like killed their firstborn because they didn't nominate Iron Claw last year?
Yeah.
People got really crazy about that, and it's like
I love the Iron Claw. That should have been up for multiple things.
It was a good movie, but like, good God, it was like,
it's great.
Yeah, they really fumbled.
It was weird. Like everybody was
so invested in that awards campaign.
How would you have? Who would you have nominated? Well, I guess we'll do that year, maybe next week, because we're going to talk about. Wow, we're going to talk about last year's. This year.
Priscilla.
For Priscilla. Would you put Coppola in for director, or nah?
No.
Jay, do you need the nomination? Jay, I'm just going to give you the nomination.
I'm looking at
Chloe Zhao.
I mean, I like
Thomas Vinterberg.
It's one of those things where I would kick out Emerald Fennell. I'm not crazy about Nomadland either, but I get it.
I like Chloe. She's cool.
I love Chloe.
She's cool.
I would have put her in for The Rider.
Hell yeah.
The
Rider's really good.
The Rider's fucking great movie.
How which
can't wait for him.
Marvel property do you think Sophia should tackle? Going the Chloe Zhao route.
I'm thinking the Kang Dynasty. Right?
Oh,
fantastic!
Majors.
You know what? Let her do Fantastic Four. Actually, like let her take over that.
I'm gonna say,
The new X-Men.
no. Let her take on a maggot movie.
Maggot.
He's an X-Man. I want a solo maggot film.
What the hell is? See, I don't even know what the fuck you just said. Like that's even completely out
He
of
was
my
one of
league.
those like '90s. Oh, we're hardcore now.
Oh,
X-Men.
okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
What was the WandaVision spinoff with Catherine Hahn?
Oh, Agatha's Coven
Yeah,
or Agatha All
I
Along.
wonder
or
how
whatever.
those would have been with her.
That would have been pretty good. Sofia Coppola and Catherine Hahn.
Also with a TV show.
Kirsten Dunst said she'll do a Marvel
If
because
she
they pay
signs
well
on.
and she has children.
Listen, the next Spider-Man movie doesn't have a director. Why not? Let's do it. You know, you all want to see it.
Sophia and Zendaya feels inevitable.
Jury's still out on Zendaya.
Look, I'm with you, but she's a big deal.
I saw Challengers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Jury's still
wait
out
for
after
that.
the
Challengers.
jury is
On
it's
Zendaya, is that the question?
it's close. Like I think like is she a movie star?
It's still a split jury. We're at like 9-3.
Yeah, we haven't. We're not. We're like at We're like at there's 12. We're at like a 7-5.
You've still got to convince the racist guys from 12 Angry Men.
Yeah. You
That's
still
where we're at.
The knives
Yeah.
haven't come out just yet. You know what I mean? Like it's getting there.
There's like
We're about
there's
40
some
minutes
clear
in.
hurdles we got to get over,
Yeah.
but we'll
I
get there.
I don't know. Like the problem with her Challengers is she's the least interesting character / performer in the movie because Feist and O'Connor like own that movie. It's because they're so fucking good and they're hot and the tension you can cut it. And also like Luca stylistically and Reznor and Ross's score, like there's so many things. And then you're like, oh yeah, and there's a decent Zendaya performance in there. You know what I mean? And so like she's not terrible in it. It's just like she's like maybe the 5th or 6th thing I would talk about when I talk about Challengers. Just like, I mean, she's better in that than she is in Dune 2, where she's not completely wasted. So, in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, Nick, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
and joining
of course.
this
Thanks for having me.
wild ride that we've done tonight. Somebody's having
20 minutes talking about On the Rocks in our car chase.
This
Yeah.
one was crazier than normal.
I mean,
this was
to be fair
looser than On the Rocks.
This is a movie that I mean we talked about it, and it's doesn't have it has some meat on the bones, not a lot of meat on the bones, but we made an episode that's in the spirit of the movie, which is a hangout movie.
A
It's
fun
for
hang.
vibes. Yeah.
And fun vibes, and that's what the show is, and that's definitely what it is when we have Nick on. So Nick, can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet? And please, for the love of God, say you'll come back.
Of course I'll come back.
All right.
You always have great directors. I'm a fan of one of their works, probably. So
Sure.
yeah.
We'll talk about it.
But you can find me. So I
hope
write
so.
for AwardsWatch. So you can find me there. And my work with Sofia Simonello, like you've had on the pod and is an editor for AwardsWatch. We host the show Oscar Wilde. So you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Oscar Wilde Pod. And my accounts, I don't know.
You want to do Letterboxd? You want to do Letterboxd?
Ruhrkraut. Yeah. My Letterboxd is Ruhrkraut1.
Okay.
Ruhrkraut.
Did somebody just take Ruhrkraut? Or did you just want to have the one in there?
No. I've always had the one, yeah.
Oh, you've always had the one because you're the number one
And-
Ruhrkraut.
What's like Ryan
And
McQuade 77?
my Twitter
my man.
is what was that?
Ryan always puts 77 at the end of his.
I
There you
do.
go.
Well, that's 77's it's a meaningful number.
Year you were born?
No, thank you. 1877. That was Eric's birthday. But no, Dick. No, it was the number I played football with in high school, not college, high school, and yeah, 7 was my favorite number growing up when I was a kid. It's not like it's 13 and I made a whole my whole fucking identity or anything, but like no, I just and then like when I put in a code or whatever, like it always started with that and it was always
Sticks.
easy, so,
You
All
stick
right,
with it.
one tangent too many.
Sorry,
I mean, my Twitter is sauerkraut 27. 27 is my favorite number, so there you go.
there you go. I'm gonna
Kind
have
of
to
goes on everything.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. J Dog.
Yes, sir.
Same. Where can we find you and all your work on the internet? And give me a recommendation, buddy, for the week.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a recommendation this week actually. Oh yes, I do. I
Yeah,
rewatched
you
something
better.
I can recommend. So Letterboxd, J Ledbetter, Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter. Anything I'm writing, when this comes out, I guess I will have just written a review for that Guy Ritchie movie, the title of which I cannot remember, Ungentlemanly Saga or something. So
The
definitely
Ministry
on the lookout
of
for that.
Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, there you go. I am assigned every schlocky action movie at AwardsWatch. That has become my lane.
Hell yeah.
So check that out. Recommendation, just rewatched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. A banger. Just such a funny movie. John Candy makes me laugh so hard. He is
love him.
one of the greats. Always going to be underrated because he's truly one of the greats, and I love him. So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And it's a Steve Martin spring we're having right now. So, Steve. Anybody seen Steve? Exclamation point.
I have not seen Steve.
I need to see Steve.
Okay. All right.
Just in Murders in the Building.
Steve. Yeah, I'm watching that right now. Also recently watched Parenthood. Good movie.
Good movie. Okay.
Surprisingly like that one. Ronnie Howard, just such an auteur.
I do love John Candy, and when I saw him in JFK, that was huge surprise.
Yep, John Candy is the man.
I love him.
No. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd at Ryan McQuade 77. You can find all my work here at awardswatch.com. If you like podcasts, we do the Awards Watch podcast. It's released every Monday. You know that because this is released every Thursday on the Awards Watch feed. iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews greatly appreciated. Go over to the website as well. You can sign up for the newsletter, and Eric puts that together every single week, twice a week. So you can get all your news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, everything in between sent to you twice a week. Greatly appreciate it if you go and sign up for that. Movie. I'm not doing a movie recommendation. I'm going to do TV. Go watch on Netflix the great new series, limited series Ripley. Stars Andrew Scott, and it's from Steven Zalian, and Dakota Johnson. Not Dakota Johnson, Dakota Fanning. Jesus Christ, that would actually have been better. That would have been better casting. But
Dakota Fanning, frequent collaborator of Elle Fanning.
Well, yeah, because they're sisters
in life. Yeah,
stupid son of a bitch.
And who was a frequent collaborator with Sofia Coppola.
There you go. I knew you were kind of wrapping it around there and trying to get there. Anyway, Thank you for the save. If you should watch that series, not just because Scott is truly one of the great actors we have working today, but it's one of the best looking pieces of television that you're going to see. Robert Elswit's cinematography, black and white cinematography, absolutely fucking beautiful. I mean, whew. And it also just like a really good discussion piece if you've read the books or if you've seen the 99 film. It does its own thing. It's and has its own rules and its own world, and I think it's really fascinating watch. So it's on Netflix, 8 episodes. We're kind of tackling them one at a time, but it's been a fun 8 nights so far. So next week, exactly 8 crazy murderous nights. Next week we will be back to end the Sofia Coppola movie series already. Jay,
wow.
With her latest film that came out just a year ago in Priscilla. And the great Emma Sasek will be on with us to talk about that film. So
new guest,
just like this week. And it'll be a great way to close out.
Catch them all.
The series. So thank you all so much for listening. Thank you, Nick, for coming on. And we will see you all next time.